I honestly can't believe how good this thing is. The new MPC Live 3 has completely taken over my weekend. I just can't stop using it. And the craziest part, I'm starting to think I could actually sell everything else in my studio and just keep this. It's that good. So in my last video I went through everything I hoped Akai would improve or add to the next MPC. And in this video I'm going to tell you exactly how the MPC Live 3 delivers on those points. And why it's honestly blowing my mind right now. There's just so much you can do with this box. It's almost overwhelming in the best way possible. So today I'll walk you through what makes it so powerful, what still needs fixing, and why this might actually be the one machine that replaces everything else on my desk. Okay, let's start with the pads. That was my biggest concern actually, and now they nailed it. No double triggers. So I have used the MPC for like 2 days and I haven't had any issues with double triggers. None actually. So that's a really good thing. It feels like they have really improved the pad quality. Not just with all the MPE stuff, but I think they are much better than on previous MPCs. And I actually like these visual lines. When I sat down in the dark yesterday, it felt like I was playing an instrument from the Tron movie. Yeah, so the pads, fantastic work here, Akai. I love them. And here's the funny part. I have barely even touched their biggest new selling feature, the MPE. I think it has a massive potential and I can see it becoming really powerful down the road, but right now it doesn't feel like a killer feature for me personally. I would love them to implement stuff that integrates with like the plugins and stuff, not just with the samples. The important thing is the pads themselves are rock solid now, and that's what matters most. Another thing I talked about in my previous video was of course the performance in the new MPC Live 3. So the whole workflow just feels so much smoother now. Everything responds instantly. Let me just show you here. Let's create a new track, plugin, and change this to like Fabric Excel. Before, when you loaded like presets in Fabric Excel, it was a nightmare. It took forever. Wow, that was loud. Yeah, so now it's instant. Before I couldn't like use Fabric Excel because it was so slow. And my inspiration was instantly killed when I had to wait like 5 to 10 seconds sometimes to just load a preset. That's not fine. Now when we have this much power in the MPC Live 3, it's just awesome. And it's actually my first time like using these native instrument plugins, and they are also instantly switching presets and everything just works smoothly. And I actually love the sounds that they produce. I mean, it's just insane how much possibilities there are now with the MPC Live. So the added power to the MPC Live 3 is just awesome. One other thing I talked about is the amount of buttons that you see here. It's a lot, but now when I have used this for a couple of days, I actually love it. Okay, there is a lot to take in here and it would take a while to like get the muscle memory for everything you can do here, but for me that's a good thing. I always prefer pressing a button over diving into touch menus. Touch is okay for some part, but I prefer buttons. And speaking of controls, the new touch strip is surprisingly great. For me, This one, I almost always use it as track level. For me, it's very nice to have the volume for the track. So here as well, if I just go to pad level instead, then okay, this is a bit high. Yeah, so that's really good. I think this has a massive potential to be anything, but right now I mostly use it for volume. Another really good addition is the new step sequencer. I actually think this is a really nice feature to have. It just makes everything flow a bit better. And it also brings the MPC a little bit closer to the Electron workflow. You know, you've got parameter locking possibilities. It's not full-blown Electron level, but it's good. It's really good. And it's definitely a step in the right direction. And I'm pretty sure Akai will keep adding more features to it over time. Another point that I hoped for was that they included a lot of plugins and effects. What I hoped for was like the same bundles that came with MPC Key 61, and they did. So of course it's not all the plugins, but there are some really good plugins here, like Fabric XL. And one really positive thing with the MPC is, of course, if you go into activation, you can see here that I have 10 days left on Analog Dreams Cloud Supply, because I started a trial on these, and I think they sound awesome. And they also at a really good price point, so I will probably get them all. So I just enable a few to really dive into them and see what I want to keep. I'll admit, in my wishlist video, I said it looked kind of ugly on the pictures we had back then, but in person it's much better. It feels solid, premium, and well built. And the crazy thing is, it doesn't just look good, it even smells good. You know that fresh out of the box, warm electronics smell. If you know, you know. It's nerdy, but it adds to the whole vibe when you sit down and jam with this thing. Another thing I talked about was that I wanted to see like a big improvement on the software side, like the MPC 3. Now we got MPC 3.6, and just as I hoped, it's much more stable. It's packed with new features, so it feels like Akai really listened. The only thing I still wish for is better use of the Wi-Fi. Cloud saves, wireless file transfers, that would make a big difference. Hopefully, that's something they can add in future updates. So yeah, I'm honestly amazed by what Akai has done here. The MPC has evolved into something that's not just powerful, it's inspiring. I mean, this is actually the device that makes me feel, do I need anything else? I can just sell everything and just use this, learn this fully. Probably that would make me a better musician in the end. Not just a gear explorer that I feel that I am right now. And I need to be honest here. Lately I have been falling deeper and deeper into gear consumerism. Case in point, I bought this on day one. So I have got way too many Grooveboxes right now. And I don't have enough time to really master all of them. So at some point I need to sell a few. And just to be clear, I paid for this myself. I am not that lucky YouTuber that gets gear sent to them early for reviews. Yeah, nice. But as you know, you can make all kinds of music on this machine. So I made like a jazz jam yesterday. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, I love making all kinds of music. I'm not like limited to just electronic experimental music. I love doing things like this. trying out different types of music. And when you have a powerful tool like the MPC Live, you can do anything. Yeah, so some classic Electro. I mean, it's very capable. So that's all I had. This is not a review, it's just my first impressions, and I am completely floored by this. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!